Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Talk But No Politics here on Helium/Life Improvement Radio. Still doing tiering, ranking, however you want to call it. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. A lot of fun doing it. I'm hoping you enjoy it. If you want me to go back to trying other methods, please let me know. You can hit me up at the Let's Talk But No Politics email at let's talk 716 at gmail.com. So if there's anything you'd like to cover, you want to come on to what I call the main show, please let me know. And here we go. So we are going to do tiering 90s cartoons. I did 80s. I don't know why I say we. I think it's because I did a 2 point conversation and we're a team over there. So I say we a lot when it comes to that, but I'll go. I covered 80s cartoons, Pixar cartoons. Apologize for the audio for the YouTube listeners, for the pop culture rides, Pixar cartoons, and everything else. So those are just everything that we've covered so far. Today I want to do 90s cartoons. 90s cartoons a little bit weird for me. I was born in the early 80s, so by the time 90s came around, getting older, not watching cartoons as much. I still did, but not as much. So a lot of the later cartoons that I'm going to see on this list, I might just stay away from. I am going to try and get through the whole entire top row. If it's something that I've never really watched before, I'm just going to say it's something I never watched. So here we go. And once again, first time listening, let me explain it. I'm ranking ranking into tiers the best 90s cartoons. S is like absolutely amazing. A is great, but not like absolutely amazing. B, middle of the road. C, it was cool. I'd watch it if there was the B, A, and S shows on. And D, come on, can we try a little bit better? Or like I said in the beginning, I'm just not wasn't into it at that point. So first one we have is Batman the Animated Series. This is an absolute no brainer for me. This goes right into the S tier. Everything about this was absolutely amazing. This is when DC was running things, and then they came out with some questionable cartoons like the New Adventures of Superman and other stuff, and then X-Men came out and Marvel started taking over everything. But Batman was always the constant of everything. It was just everything with the cartoon. He didn't have superpowers or anything like that, but the cartoon was amazing. Great storytelling, great animation, great everything. Next one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, TMNT. I'm gonna go S tier with that too. That's a no brainer for me. But by the time TMNT came out, it's kind of more of an '80s. It's a split. I would have to say that's a split between the two. So, but it's still an S tier. It's '80s, '90s, whatever. Next one we have is Transformers Beast Wars. I'm a G1 guy. G1. This isn't G1. This is Beast Wars. Just never got into it. Never enjoyed it. No, just I don't know. It just wasn't my cup of tea, as some people would say. So that's where I'm going with that one. Uh, this looks like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna go A. I wouldn't say it was a masterpiece, but this was a time when Nintendo ruled the world. Still before we got into more, Sega started coming out with the Genesis / Mega Drive. If anybody's listening over in Europe and Japan, um, it It was good because it was Mario. Captain Lou Albano did Mario, and it was a good show, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a masterpiece. Definitely not a masterpiece. Next one's Rocket Power. By the time Rocket Power came out, it was like whatever. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying it was good. It's just in the D for me. Uh, because by this time, I I wasn't really watching Nickelodeon cartoons. Johnny Bravo, the C, never enjoyed it. Just really never enjoyed it. If it was on, I watched it, but there was nothing great about it. Hey Arnold, a lot of people are going to kill me for this one. B, middle of the road. A couple of cool little things here and there, but I don't know. By this time, it was the transition period. So that I'm going to have to go right there. Uh, Tiny Toons. S, all the way. Tiny Toons was amazing. Uh, Ducky Goes Down the Hole, great episode. All of that was just awesome. The characters, the wacky stories, how they did everything is just who didn't love Tiny Toons? I used to watch it every day after school. Come home, watch Tiny Toons, try and get out of doing my homework, but I could do it while watching Tiny Toons. So the music video one, when they did all the music videos, that was awesome. Introduced me into They Might Be Giants. So how could you not do that? Chippendale Rescue Rangers, another S tier. And I'm doing S tiers for a lot of these because they got a special place in my heart. These are cartoons that I grew up on. I would watch every day after school, and you couldn't wait to get home to watch them. You watch your cartoons, you do your homework, and then you go outside and play. And that's what Rescue Rangers was. For me, it took what I consider two very mischievous, simple Disney characters and turned them into this cool uh, rescuing team. They were like the Wonder Pets before the Wonder Pets, but they weren't pets. You got Chip, right? Chip, yeah, Chip dressed up as Indiana Jones, Dale as Magnum PI. What couldn't you say about this? So great. Monterey Jack sees some cheese, gets all crazy. There you go. I'm not going to do this Super Mario Brothers because I've already did one. I'm not going to do the other one. Batman Beyond D, never really got into it. Wasn't Just wasn't anything too spectacular. It wasn't a must watch for me. I know a lot of people would probably get mad about that, but that's it. Beetlejuice, it's a B. I remember watching it. It was cool. I did want to watch it, but there's nothing memorable story about it. So that's why it's a B. Bobby's World, I'm going to S. It was Bobby's World. It was just great. Little boy imagination, mischief, everything else. He was a little brother. I'm a little brother. So his brother Derek was mean to him. My brother was mean to me. So it was a little bit, it was a relatable show to me. So that's why I'm going Bobby's World S tier. Tailspin. I want to go S. But I'm going to go A. I don't remember too many of the storylines, but I do remember the theme song. And I do remember actually wanting to get home to watch it because it was just so cool. And I remember the characters. And Jungle Book is probably my favorite Disney movie, not Disney Pixar, but favorite Disney movie. And that's why it goes into A, not S, but A. Johnny Quest never got into. D, Darkwing Duck. C. My friends over at Retropop, Johnny and Matt, probably a little bit more Johnny than Matt, Uh, I just never liked Darkwing Duck. Just never liked it. It was okay. I watched it if nothing else was on, but just never got into Darkwing Duck. I don't know. That's it. Dexter's Laboratory by this time starting to transition out. I mean, watched it if it was on, but that's about it. And that is a C. Doug, I'll put a B. Doug got kind of annoying, especially when Disney got Doug. It got really annoying. So Doug is definitely a B. Great cartoon, but not awesome. It wasn't my favorite Nicktoon, so that's why it's there. DuckTales is an S. It's DuckTales. Woo! Uh, I think this is why I didn't like Darkwing Duck so much, because Launchpad McQuack was in Darkwing Duck, and I felt like they stole him from DuckTales. So, but DuckTales is just amazing. Probably my favorite theme song of any cartoon, which is pretty crazy thinking about it, but that's just how I feel. It's great. It's great. Gizmo Duck, Blather and Blather Skites. You know, it's the stories, the characters, the villains, the video game. I know we're not writing video game, but it had a great video game. You gotta give it credit. So if a cartoon has a great video game, especially on the NES, you gotta give credit where credit's due. And I'm gonna give it credit where credit's due, and I'm gonna say S tier. Ed, Ed and Eddie. Just never got into that. I don't know. I just never got into it. So what do we got now? Rugrats, S tier. Boom. It's Rugrats. This is probably, other than Red and Stimpy, my favorite Nicktoon when it came out. It was very imaginative. The way that the kids did things, the way that they problem solved everything, and making little problems to an adult seem so big to a kid, I think was just something awesome. So that's why they're in S tier. Courage, never really watched it. Gargoyles, A. Great show, great storytelling, great storytelling beyond the story that was happening there, the mythology behind the stories. I just got done watching the Hobbit movies and all the Lord of the Rings movies again. And the one thing I noticed I love about movies is the mythology, when they almost tell you the story before the story that's going to happen. Gives you some more background information. And I think Gargoyles did that. And it's a very underrated cartoon. And it was just canceled way too soon. Way too soon. Goof Troop. A. Loved watching Goof Troop. I think I watched it in the morning. Really great. I remember wanting to record episodes on like a cassette player so I could listen to them at night. That's where I'm going. Goof Troop on this one. Not quite ass. I won't say ass, but it's the A tier for me. Sonic C. It was good, but it wasn't overly great in my mind. I watched maybe the first couple episodes when they came out, uh, and then that was it. I was done with it. Didn't want anything more to do with it. Animaniacs with Pinky and the Brain. S tier all the way. I think this kind of picked up, as you can see, I got my mouse. This Animaniacs Pinky and the Brain picked up where Tiny Toons left off with the wacky Zaniacs. And with the Animaniacs, they taught you things when you weren't even realizing that you were being taught things. So if you could do that to a kid, I think that's absolutely amazing. And that's one of the reasons why I put them in the S tier. We're going to just go back to back here. The Fantastic Four and the Iron Man series. People may get mad, but I'm thinking like a kid. I'm going to go A. This is something I wanted. I wanted more superheroes. I loved comic books as a kid, uh, but it's different when you get to see them. Now with the MCU and all of that, it's very different when you can see them on a screen, them interacting and everything else. And I think these are both A tier. Are they? These are something that I really enjoyed watching. Did watch a recent Iron Man on Disney Plus. I mean, as an adult, it's we're gonna pick apart things. I think that's one of the biggest problems with Star Wars. If you watch my Star Wars tiering, I might have touched on that a little bit. But I gotta go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go because I don't remember. I'm gonna go beef. I'm gonna go B for both. I'm gonna change it. B. They're not quite. They're not A. They're B. They're good. I remember a couple of storylines with Iron Man when he was trapped, but the different suits of armor was always the thing that amazed me. I wanted to collect every single piece of Iron Man armor there was, and when it came to Batman, I just wanted a Batman. I didn't want Arctic Batman. I didn't want that. But when it came to Iron Man, I wanted all of his suits, everything possible. SWAT Cats, I think, is underrated, but it was C. If it was on, it was on. There you go. Uh, if I have time, I'll do these two because this is another Sonic one. Uh, here we go. Mega Man C. I remember it coming on like really, really early in the morning, like really early, to the point where you had to wake up drastically early. It's Mega Man. It's C. Video games are probably way better than the cartoon. I don't think I ever watched an episode of Mortal Kombat the cartoon. Muppet Babies, F tier all the way. I don't think I could know anybody that would put them below an A. If you watch the Muppet Babies, you grew up with the Muppet Babies, but they seem more 80s than 90s also. Uh, that's what you want right there. Muppet Babies. It was the Muppets. They were babies. They went on adventures in their imagination. What more can I say other than does Nanny have a face? If anybody knows, please let me know if Nanny has a face. If this is the Hulk cartoon that I was thinking of where it came out really early, that's a C tier. It was out so early. I didn't really know too much about it. Watched maybe a couple episodes. Because I remember this and the Silver Surfer came out ridiculously early. Cow and Chicken, once again, not something I watched. It just, I don't know if it was beyond I think it was beyond my time. I think at this point, it was way different. Street Sharks, never really watched. Reboot, never really watched. Never really watched. Never really enjoyed Reboot. SpongeBob, he came out when I was like in high school, but I remember him being all the rage, and he is an inspiration. As somebody, I'll give him an. I'm not gonna put him in an F. I'll put him in an A. I don't think it's all that great, but that's where he needs to be. I think that's where he needs to be in my eyes. Is the A tier, not at the tippy top, but just at the top is where he needs to be. Uh, Aerial Monsters B tier. It was good. I liked it. It was a good idea, but it wasn't as great as these ones. So I cannot say anything about it other than it's middle of the road in my mind. It's memorable, but I don't remember an episode or anything about it. Rocco's Modern Life, A tier. When Rocco's Modern Life hit the scene, this became easily one of my favorite Nicktoons of all time. Everything about it just would make me laugh. I love it. Oxman, S tier. How could you not put it in S tier? Great theme, great stories, two-parter. It's X-Men. there's not much more you can say about it than it's X-Men, one of the greatest cartoons of all time. Ren and Stimpy, S tier. Memorable people. Powder Toast Man, Log, Jingles. Don't whiz on the electric fence. Automatically an S tier all day long. I don't know where else to put it but S tier. Spider-Man, S tier again. Great stories, great characters. Had all these toys as well. Toys play a big part in things too, because if the cartoon's not that great, you don't want the toy. So that's where Spider-Man lies. Is right there. Great storytelling goes right in with X-Men. Awesome. Uh, Street Fighter. I don't think I ever watched one of the cartoons. New Adventures of Superman. I kind of touched on that when I went into it. That's a C. It was. It wasn't as great as it should have been. I'm more into. I like the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited a little bit better. Uh, Powder or yeah, Powerpuff Girls. A great characters. Mojo Jojo. It's good right there. It's definitely an A. Pup named Scooby Doo. Sorry, I'm going a little. Pup named Scooby Doo. A. I loved a pup named Scooby Doo. I would still watch a pup named Scooby Doo. I like a pup named Scooby Doo better than Scooby Doo. That is why I put it there. Red herring and everything else. If you hear me say red herring and you like a pup named Scooby Doo, that should definitely be ringing a bell to you. I love a pup named Scooby Doo. Wild thornberries. Nope. uh if this is Blam. I'm gonna put this in A because this had a lot of good like mini cartoons in there and a lot of good mini shows. I don't know why Kablam would be in there because it wasn't really a cartoon. So that's where I'm gonna put that. Um, I don't know what this is, so that's just automatically D. Uh, let's see. This is when the Super Nintendo like Super Mario Brothers 3 type deal came out. I don't remember too much about it, but I remember watching it. So I'm gonna put this in a B. This Sonic the Hedgehog I'm gonna put in a C. And there's our tiers. So S tier. Uh Batman the Animated Series, TMNT, Tiny Toons, Rescue Rangers, Bobby's World, DuckTales, Rugrats, uh, Animaniacs / Pinky and the Brain, Muppet Babies, X-Men, Ren and Stimpy, Spider-Man, A tier, Super Mario Brothers Super Show, Tailspin, Gargoyles, Goof Troop, SpongeBob, Rocko's Modern Life, Powerpuff Girls, Pup Named Scooby Doo, and Kablam. B, Hey Arnold, Beetlejuice, Doug, the Fantastic Four cartoon, Iron Man, Real Monsters, and the Super Mario Brothers show when it starts getting more into Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World. C tier is Johnny Bravo, Darkwing Duck, Dexter's Laboratory, almost a laboratory, Bull Sonic the Hedgehogs, SWAT Cats, Mega Man, The Incredible Hulk, New Adventures of Superman. D tier, these are ones that I didn't get into, might have been beyond me. So please don't crucify me for my D tier list here. D tier, Beast Wars, Rocket Power, Batman Beyond, Johnny Quest, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Mortal Kombat, Cow and Chicken, and Street Sharks, Reboot, Street Fighter, Wild Thornberries, and some weird robot thing that I have no idea what that is. So if anybody knows what that is, you want to shoot me an email on what that is, please let me know. Once again, the email is let's talk 716 at gmail.com. And thank you, everybody, for listening. I got them all in this time. I actually got them all in. It's a pretty impressive list. I think I'm happy. I got some time here, so I'm going to look it over and see what if I want to make changes. I don't think I want to make a change at all. I'm very happy where I put these just off of. I'm trying to go off of childhood memories along with uh kind of what what I'm used to today, and that's what I try and do with every one of my shows. And you can catch the show every Friday on the Helium slash Life Improvement Radio Network, and you can catch what I kind of call my main show every Sunday. You can catch that every Sunday uh, on the BICP Radio Network, uh, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and we are brought to you by the Podcast Precinct. I'm on two different networks, but a lot of the stuff that I do comes out of the Podcast Precinct and by Matt Johnson, who really helps me out with everything I do. So please go check those out. I'm on YouTube. Haven't really posted too many videos in a while because, you know, it was Christmas. But I play retro games. I have the video of this up there on YouTube as well. So please check that out. Please check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Always doing Today in History. Those are one of my original shows. And if you do miss those, please let me know because I will go back, maybe switch it up between these two, and try and keep things as listener friendly as possible. And with that being said, once again, thank you for listening and good morning, good afternoon, and good night.